Welcome back to Lawyers and Libations, episode 40.
Hello.
Woo! We made it to 40. I feel like this might actually be the most accomplished I've felt ever in my life.
It is good. I mean, I almost didn't make it here today, so the fact that we're now here is impressive.
Hold on. I want to read your text message that you texted to me while I was, okay, number one, I thought that it was I thought it started a half hour later than it did. So when you said, I'm not going to be there by 11, I go, well, that's okay. I think it starts at 11:30. She's like, no, it does not, in fact, start at 11:30 because I was driving Adeline around to a private school shadow day for high school, which is a shit show.
Oh, yeah.
She was very excited about that, but she's also sick, so she's a petri dish. But your text says to me, I'm going to be a hot mess for podcast. Can you bring makeup? Was at orthodontist at 7:30 with twins, then referred directly to dentist for emergency due to concern Hunter needs a root canal in his front tooth. I'm going to make it, but it will be ugly. That first libation cannot get in my tummy soon enough.
And I mean
So your morning was a complete shit show.
You know, like any moms that also work, I do all of their appointments.
No way, no.
7:30. Like that way I can get them where they need to go and I can just keep moving. So I thought it was going to be like routine 30, 40 minute. Hayden had to get rubber bands. Hunter, it was his initial orthodontic consult. And Dr. Starling, who did my braces in Hayden's first round, as he's looking, he goes, front right tooth. It's definitely discolored and looks like it could be dying. And I go, I was like, you know, he did hit it in the bike accident and I'd been monitoring it, but the color didn't change. But then when he broke his nose on Sunday at baseball, we're wondering if when the baseball shattered his nose in 3 or more places, if it also impacted his already dying tooth. So we immediately went to the dentist for x-rays.
He's going to be an expensive child. I did, though, however, offer him, for our listeners, Hunter broke his nose in at least 2 places on Sunday, and we were going to a fall fest, so I stopped by the hospital, the emergency room, to pick up Rebecca's daughter Hayden to take with Adeline so they could go run around the fall festival and go to the petting zoo and stuff. But poor Hunter you sent this picture of me, and he looked like he came out of Vietnam, like full blown, like his face is just, I mean, when he showed up, he had blood all over his pants.
It's awful. I mean, it was like a freak accident. He was that bad, and when he swung, he hit the ball, but he tipped it, and the ball, instead of typically it just shoots over the fence, it came straight into his face, so it hit him right in the nose.
Ugh. Anyway, I did offer, objectively, and I thought very kindly, to re-break his nose and reset it myself. I was like, I will give you a shot of bourbon. You can put a leather belt in your mouth, and I will just right back, right? Like, I feel like it can't be that hard. I've seen it done like 100 times in movies.
Well, and it's got to be cheaper than the plastic surgery consult we have coming up on Monday. Ugh. Now adding my endodontist referral. I'm like, how many different things?
He gonna be real pretty though when you're done with him.
Yeah, well, and
expensive, very expensive.
Very expensive. And I think the funny thing about Hunter is, I feel like I'm bragging on my own child, but I do feel like he is attractive, but I think he'll be very attractive, and he's also very smart. So whenever the ball hit him in the face, my immediate concern was like, oh my God, he's gonna have brain damage. I hope he's not gonna be dumb. And then I was like,
at least he's
but
pretty.
What if he's dumb and now his face is messed up? I was like, you gotta have at least one.
Please fix one of them.
So CT scan was clear. He did not have brain damage, but I think it looks like an explosion.
No, it doesn't look great, but at the same time, it looks like every adult male that I know, because most of them have broken their noses, especially athletes, right?
100%. Well, and then you look, I don't know if you've looked at some of these pictures, but like Bradley Cooper, I thought was so hot back in the day when he was rugged, and now he's had all of, he did the upper and lower bluff and a few other things. Allegedly, I hate to accuse him of getting that.
He 100% has, yeah.
But he now looks like he's got perfectly smooth skin, and his eyes are surprised, and his nose is straight.
No, I want you to look like a little bit like a cowboy, like you've been in the sun, you've been he rode hard and put up wet, just a tiny bit.
He was so hot in the Lady Gaga movie when he was a hot mess.
So fucking hot.
I mean, I think he was, Hangover. Whew.
Yeah, he was hot in that too. But it was before they had a bunch of plastic surgery done. Yeah. I don't want to see a bunch, the good news is those guys, they just get to ride off in the sunset with their fucking silver fox, not having to get a lot of work done. And Rebecca and I are calling each other daily, like being like, what if?
I mean, look at my Botox right now. Like it's not even, I don't think it works
Never
anymore.
done filler. I'm like, maybe I'm putting a little bit like up here in my corners. My eyes are, anyway, it's fucking terrible. I'm so over it. Getting old sucks, asshole. So I'm not pleased with that. Adeline does, I think she and Hunter might have a little thing. You know, they had a thing when they were young. They used to wrestle is what they used to do. Yeah, they would get all mad and they would like fight it out. And then Adeline started wearing mascara when she would go over to your house. This was when she was like 10. And I was like, what in the fucking shit is happening? And now she's like, do you want to go see my fish in the backyard? And I'm like, all right, I don't know what that's code for, but I'm watching you. I'm fucking on to both of you little assholes. Well, I'm onto it.
And I thought it was cute that she didn't ask Hayden. She was like, she asked Hunter if he wanted to go
Hunter,
see
you
the
like
fish.
you like fish.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter's like, you have fish. I like fish.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, it was about cute as shit, as I can see. So here's hoping. Just one other thing I wanted to mention. We just got done with the No Kings rally, okay? I think there were 7 million people. I know there's no lead in here, but I just thought that I would mention that the trolling video that Trump did of driving or flying a fighter jet with a fucking King Trump on the side, dropping actual shit onto the American people might be the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. I don't know why I continue to be shocked. But for a president to do that, like it's one thing to have like meme creators and social media people and all of that like do that because that's their job and they're supposed to be funny. For a president to actually post that from the official Truth Social post is holy fucking shit. How did we get here?
Is that the same one where he had Nancy Pelosi and everybody doing the bowing to him? Is that different?
That's a different one. Haven't seen that one yet. Anyway, another day in the life of being a fucking embarrassed American. Here we go. Yay!
And what a wild response. You know, some people, or most people would be embarrassed to know that there's this No Kings rally going on, but instead, it's almost, he just completely doubles down and his people love it.
Well, they're not. This might be the first time I've ever filtered myself. Yeah, I'm going to just go, I can't even filter myself. I'm just going to fucking go on like an intelligence disparity there. So maybe if they, I mean, if you love The Apprentice and you love like, you know, wrestling shows and shit like that, but like just have a president that's presidential for fuck's sake. I never thought that I can't remember who I was talking to about this the other day, but I was like, God damn it, I missed W. Never thought I'd be saying that. Fucking couldn't miss that little nugget more. Bring him back.
I was a big W fan, and I have to be honest, nothing makes me happier than hearing people say
I know.
that.
I bring back W immediately. He was such a kind little fella, and he was presidential, and I mean, he wasn't that bright, and I think he got tricked into the Iraq War, and now he spends his days painting fallen soldiers from the Iraq War. What? Like, he's the nicest little monster ever, and I just want to bring him back. So.
Well, I've got a G-Dub hat. I'm going to bring you to wear on air.
All right, I will wear it, because you know what? Fucking bring back that guy. God damn it. So today, who do we have on the podcast? I'm very excited about this.
We are so excited. We have Jessica Fagan, who is a phenomenal family lawyer, fellow Lion's Head member, a little club in Atlanta where we like to have some secret cocktails.
She has represented a number of our friends in domestic issues. She's phenomenal, has a wonderful reputation, and we are going to get some good information for people. I don't know, maybe if any of our listeners are wanting to file for divorce or they're having problems with like enforcing custody orders and things like that, she's going to give us great advice. So we will be back in one moment with her.
All right, we are so excited to be back. We have Jessica Fagan with the Fagan Law Group on. Welcome.
Hi, team. Hi.
How are you
We
today?
love you. What did you bring us to drink?
I'm super. So in
very
life, there are true joys, and the only pain you should have is champagne.
Okay, I like
So
that.
one of my clients just successfully completed their divorce, and so
I love that.
we're sharing the bubbles that they brought to celebrate with me, and then promptly asked if I could take them out for a drink, and I guess
The couple did that got divorced?
Oh, no, just my client.
Sorry, that was not actually supposed to happen, so I apologize for scaring the shit
I was
out
like,
of
what
everybody.
an
no.
interesting situation where the husband and wife thank you and want to go out with you afterwards.
No, the biggest thank you
I don't
a
think
divorce lawyer can get is when the opposing party then later refers a friend to you.
Yes, that is.
Then you know you did a good job.
Yes, I love that.
Or you find out from a mutual acquaintance, oh, I heard you represented so-and-so's husband or so-and-so's wife.
Yeah, and you're like,
You're like, yes, I
bitches,
did.
I
Like,
did.
yeah, that person doesn't like you. I'm like, well,
Good.
is that good?
Yeah. I feel like that
Definitely
means
good.
I did my fucking job.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here we go. Champagne. I poured it all out. And there we go. Yay.
Chin, chin.
All right. Here's
Cheers,
the
ladies.
divorces.
Thank you so
Woo.
much for being in here.
I'm like, here's the divorce. I am divorced.
Here's to happiness in a transition.
Yes, it's magical.
It
It's
is.
to find your peace again if you have gone through all of that. It's really, really lovely. It's not bad. So I support what you do.
Absolutely. And so one of our mutual friends has been telling me over and over again, she's like, you've got to have Jessica on the podcast. She's perfect. So I'm glad that we have made this work.
Oh, no, nothing to live up to. So great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No
Thanks, guys.
pressure.
Thanks. No pressure.
You're welcome.
No pressure. Happy to be here.
So tell us about the firm.
Okay, so about 2.5 years ago, actually, let's take it way back, shall we? Let's take it way back.
I like way back.
So they don't tell you, when you're in law school and you do well in law school, you're going to get an interview with a big firm. And then
those
they're
are
going to tell
terrible.
you are so smart. You're so amazing. You should go work for this big firm. And so I went to work for the big firm.
No, it's terrible.
It was an experience. It was an experience. Loved most of the people. One of my favorite bosses ever, Steve O'Day. He's a phenomenal human. Love him. Love his whole family. But at some point, it realized this was not going to work for me long term. And I was dating a guy, which Will always say. My husband will always say, "Yeah, it always goes back to who you were dating, Jessica." And he kept saying, "You know what would make you really happy? Being a divorce lawyer. You should be a divorce lawyer. You should be a divorce lawyer." And I said, "Do you think I'm a bitch? Is that what we're getting at here?" And he goes, no, yes, no. I just think you should talk to divorce lawyers. And my 7th grade literature teacher, Rebecca Reeder, was a divorce lawyer. And so I reached out to her and she said, give me a couple months. And she was starting her own firm. And so I went to work for her, and I was there at that firm through different iterations of that firm. And then about 2.5 years ago, a couple mutual friends of ours were like, Jessica, why aren't you doing this on your own? I said, I don't know, it feels scary. I was in a big firm. I had so many resources. And then I was in a big family law firm, and I had so many resources. What am I going to do? And our mutual friend, Moses Kim, sat me down and basically said, Jessica,
Get your shit together.
Get it together. I've been every year, every Christmas we go out for a Christmas cocktail, and he'd be like, you ready to go on your own? You ready to go on your own? And so 2.5 years ago I did, and I haven't looked back.
It's wonderful.
Met with our COO that's coming on board this morning. I have a new associate starting in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is awesome. So
Business is good, which is terrifying, but it's also wonderful.
Well, it's wonderful.
People are finding happiness. That's such a joy. Such a joy.
So when you started at a big firm, what type of work were you initially doing?
Environmental litigation. Because I wanted
That's what you
to
well, no,
save
you
the
wanted
world.
human rights.
I did wanted to do human rights.
You wanted to save the world.
I did.
And then you realize that the people that pay you to save the world are actually major airlines or major pipeline petroleum companies.
Oh, that's
so that was a bit of a
human rights stuff. We're in the U.S. and they generally don't give a lot of U.S. people international human rights jobs because our record's not that good.
Right,
Just gotta
right.
throw it out there. Yeah, and I wasn't first in my class at Yale, so I didn't get one.
Yeah.
My younger sister did though. She's still doing it.
Good for
I
her.
mean, been to
Her and
Guantanamo
Amal
Bay 3
Clooney.
times, right? What the fuck?
Go for it.
Yeah, couldn't love that more. Much smarter than I am. So go on. So you were doing environmental.
Yeah, I was doing
stuff.
environmental litigation, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And again, working for Steve was just phenomenal. But he got me in, and he really helped me learn how to market. And I think he saw the rainmaker gene in me. And so he would say, Jessica, go volunteer for this organization you care about. Go march for this. Go be on this board. Go throw this party and help raise money for the Chattahoochee Riverkeeper, for the Southern Environmental Law Center.
Right.
And I realized very quickly that as an attorney, I joke, time, talent, treasure, that we might not have much time, but we might have talent and we might have treasure. And so I was able to get in. And so I was doing environmental law, but what I was really loving was rainmaking.
Yep.
And he was starting the sustainability group at the time, so I got to go research and meet all these amazing people. And I realized I was a people person.
Yeah.
And so the son of a major corporation who was a client of Smith, Gambrell & Russell's was having a little bit of domestic issues. And, that massive email goes out. Can anybody help this child who was, my age at the time, go through this domestic issue? And I said, you know what? What the hell? Me, raise your hand, right?
Here I am.
Opportunities, grab it, raise your hand. Loved it. Started working with Atlanta Volunteer Lawyers Foundation, doing TPOs, and I just loved it because I was in the courtroom, right? Not sitting fourth chair at a deposition. I was in a courtroom, and I was
first chair, representing
the man,
doing the thing.
Yeah, or the woman.
Or the woman.
Or the woman.
So how often now do you find yourself in the courtroom?
All the time. Which again, Becca Reeder, who is my mentor, would say to me, Jessica, you need to settle your cases. But that's the interesting thing that's happening right now, is that people have transitioned, and settlement is almost always the best decision.
For sure.
But sometimes people just need someone in a black robe to tell them what's going on. And
that they want their day
in court. And they
justice.
I feel wrong.
I do.
I want vindication.
The judge is going to hear what he did to me.
And the judge
is going to know what she's really like.
And
the judge has heard,
not give a fuck. Period.
Fulton County, they've got hundreds of cases. They just want to know, okay, how much is this 401k? How much is this house? How much is this house? How much is this car? Let's divide it up. Okay, let's hear a little bit of conduct. I mean, that is the sexy part of it, right? Because in Georgia, like I have a case right now, in a different state too, that, there's community property states where everything's pretty much 50-50, but in Georgia, conduct is relevant. Now, how much it moves the needle, my brethren and I might disagree, and my clients might disagree, but conduct's still relevant. And you can still get a jury trial on some issues in Georgia. And in Texas. So
that's
we got something in common in Texas.
Woo! I love
that's
that.
what I was going to ask. So just for our listeners who are not practitioners, you're typically in front of a judge, but some things can go to jury. Okay,
Correct.
So tell us the difference between the two.
So I would say 99% of cases are a bench trial, which means it's a judge hearing everything. But there's a couple limited issues that a jury can hear. And so sometimes people will put a jury demand when they feel like they have sexy facts, that maybe a jury might respond better than a judge. Because the judge hears everything, right?
Right, they've already heard 100 stories exactly like it, that week before.
A lot of people say, well, so-and-so cheated on me. Adultery.
No, not the cheating. Everyone cheats.
And the judge
move on from that.
Hears adultery all the time and thinks, well, this is probably the sign of a bad marriage, not necessarily the cause of the divorce. But you get the jury of your peers, or not your peers, up in the bench, and they hear some of these facts. And it's salacious because they want to see.
They hear that he's cheated or she's cheated.
Yeah, or
7 or 8
somebody came home and the pool boy was in the pool naked.
Yeah.
Or the nanny, has, and all that sexy stuff. And I joke because y'all saw that Kim Kardashian's new TV show is coming out.
Right.
And I'm thinking, what are they going to show? It's actually because most people don't want to have their life broadcast. I mean, I joke, people say, you're going on a podcast. Like, your thing is discretion, Jessica. I'm like, yeah, but everybody, it's also really, really hard to call a divorce lawyer. Like, that first call means it's real.
Unbelievable, yeah. Yeah.
And so, people need to know that it's not all war.
No, it's definitely not war, and you definitely don't want to bring your fucking kids through a war. Like, so I did domestic work for about 6 months at a very high-end firm in town. And I remember talking to one of our clients that I was working on, and I told him, I was like, listen, because I'd just come from being a SAG at Fulton County Juvenile Court, so I would prosecute
terminating parents.
Yeah, I was prosecuting child deprivation cases. So like my whole point was like, don't fuck with your kids, right? So I said, listen, I am probably a really good person to work on your case if you want me to keep you in line about fucking up your kids during this. I was like, I can do that. If you do not care about that, I'm probably not the best person to work on it, because when parents drag their children, use their children's, affection and money and all of those things to lure them in, to hurt the other, I lose my shit. I couldn't do it. I lasted 6 months and was like, I'm fucking out. You all are not rational. You are batshit fucking crazy. You were paying me $400 an hour, P.S. as an associate, to fucking fight over a toaster. That's the
Right.
dumbest shit I've ever heard in
Right.
my entire life. That's a poor use of your money.
There's the Target rule. If you can buy it at Target, don't fight over it.
yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
rule.
don't fight over it.
That's a good rule, yeah.
Now, when people are looking or contemplating calling a divorce attorney, and I ask this question a lot when people are like, hey, I need one. I'm like, well, is it a custody issue or is it money? Because my like inclination, and I've not been divorced yet, but I have lots of friends that have, is
I am.
that sometimes that sometimes you want a different type of lawyer depending on what your issues are, or can one person be good at all of it?
Well, obviously, one person can be good at
Obviously,
everything.
you.
Obviously.
So I think it really depends. That's a great question, because we actually offer a flat rate uncontested case. The price varies if you have children or not, because if you have children, we have to do a parenting plan, child support addendum, and that kind of things. But two people who just legitimately want to get it done, and they've talked through every issue, I can send them a questionnaire and they've got it all. You know, we can get in and out and be done pretty quickly. If you want to fight on custody, you really need to, it's like dating. Because sometimes you're so eager to call the divorce attorney, you've gotten up the courage and you're going to call that person. And you're going to say, okay, great, this person got me in. Well, first thing is, if that person could get you in super quick,
That's a warning sign.
Well, it's a flag.
Yeah,
it's a data point to consider. Because how busy is that person? How successful is that person? Is that person going to dump the existing client that they should be working on to take the call with you? But then also, it's like dating. Like, you've got to ask yourself, does this person align with me in some way on a custody issue, on a financial issue? If somebody, let's say you have an associate working on the case. You know, you hire an attorney that's very established and you have an associate working on the case. But the associate is still living with their parents, not married.
Has no idea.
Has no concept what a cell phone bill, has much less understanding what your donor advisory fund is being used for, what this trust is going to be, doesn't have the experience. So sometimes when people try to save a buck and hire a friend of a friend, it's not so much, yes, some people are better at custody, yes, some people are better at finances, but it's also making sure that they talk the talk with you. Because if someone doesn't have children, this is a debate. A guardian ad litem will come in, investigate the best interest of the child, and make a recommendation to the court as the court's expert.
Is that in every case where there's custody?
No, you have to ask for it.
Okay.
And so let's say somebody comes in as a guardian. Some people feel if that guardian doesn't have children, how can that guardian
Have any
opinion on how hard it is to raise children? Other people take the position, I like guardians who do not have children because they're not going to be biased by their own raising of a human about, you know, what to do, what not to do. And so it's little things like that. So to answer your question, everybody does everything for the most part. You just got to make sure that the lawyer is somewhat aligned with how you see this going and can communicate with you.
But also, like, I feel another recommendation would be you kind of want to get along with them because they're going to be your therapist.
Bestie for a very long time.
For a very long time.
Yeah.
They're going to be your therapist when you're like, holy shit. Now you've got to realize as a client that
You're paying a lot of money per hour
for
to a
that
therapist.
Text. And you're going to be billed for that call. It is your bestie in the sense that you want them to listen to you, want them to like get along with. But you are fucking being billed by your bestie.
Right.
If Rebecca called me or billed me every time I texted her or fucking called her,
I'd be a millionaire.
I'd be broke as shit.
I wouldn't be here right now.
It's true. You would not be.
I'd be on a tropical
need
beach.
Lake house.
Yes, but I think that people need to understand that. Find a divorce attorney, family law attorney that is actually somebody you want to talk to.
Absolutely. Whose advice you actually would trust.
Right.
You know, somebody you would, maybe not you go get a drink with, but somebody that you actually want to have a conversation, because if they gave your advice, or they gave this advice to your sister, your brother, your neighbor, do you agree with it? Like, do you trust their advice? Does their life look like what you want your life to look like?
Yeah, I think that's huge.
You know?
That's so smart.
Because like collects like.
It can be a shit show. Yeah.
And it's hard. And it's also, the average divorce in Georgia takes about 6 months. But you got to remember, that's taking into account all the people that file and are done in 31 days. The statutory waiting time is 31 days. So assume those unicorns that are amicable, the divorce can be finalized 31, 45 days.
So that's like amicable, uncontested,
Correct.
probably no children, easy peasy.
Or people, a lot of people who discretion means a lot, they have, you know how you hear for actors that they filed, and they filed their whole settlement agreement. You had no idea that they were arguing in the background. These celebrities had no idea. It's because they come to the attorneys and they negotiate everything for months, for years. And then they file, usually Friday afternoon, because that's when TMZ isn't really paying attention. And they file late on Friday afternoon so that nobody at the clerk's office is paying attention. And they get it finalized. And so by the time that the public hears about it, it's all basically signed, sealed, delivered. They've already been living off of this. They've been living off this for 3 or 4 months. People that plan their divorce, plan their separation. But the average divorce, regular people, us non-celebrities until Lawyers and Libations takes way off.
We're working on it.
You know, it's a 6 month to 2-3 year process.
What do you think takes it from that 6 month to the 2 to 3 year process?
Takes 2 to tango, but I always tell people I can't control the other side. I can't control the lawyer they've hired. How quickly that lawyer responds, how much due diligence that lawyer wants to do. Some lawyers cannot settle a case unless they've run full discovery, had an appraisal of the home or homes, had a personal property appraiser come over and value things. You know, if there's a horse farm, have somebody come and value all the horses. If they're
I want a horse farm.
Breeding dogs, right? Breeding, you find fascinating things on people's houses.
Right.
Like somebody had, I mean, I know people like to grill, but like I had a client that like the grills, each one was worth $5,000. And I thought, yeah, but what's the used market for that? And apparently there's a whole used market for grills. And so you have to have somebody come over and value those because, you know, people will, that you can't buy at Target.
How can you be an expert?
The Birkins you can't value. Oh,
Yeah.
there are people that make
There's an expert for that.
There's an expert
I actually
for that.
know somebody who sells really high-end grills, oddly enough.
Right. Does. Her,
Yeah.
So I guess Kara could be an expert
See?
in high-end grill value.
I mean, it's weird. Like, you know, you have these art collections, you have these handbag collections. And so, you know.
These people are way fancier than
Yeah,
us.
they're way fancier
Very
than us,
fancy,
for
yeah.
sure.
My art collection's my art frame. It's not worth anything.
Oh,
It's a beautiful photograph.
You're a phenomenal artist, by the way.
It
I
has
would
no
buy it.
value in the market, though.
Yet.
Just to my mom and dad.
Exactly, yeah. And to me.
That's it. Yeah.
And to me. So what are you, Rebecca and I were kind of talking about this on the way over today. What are you seeing a trend on, like new trends kind of in the family law arena as far as who's filing, how, like, kind of what, you know, statistics are you seeing like an uptick in?
Yeah, it's such a TikTok buzzword, but mental load is really taking off. I posted on my Instagram at Fagan Law. I posted something. You like that?
That was
little drop?
Very good.
Our PR agent would be so happy with me. So I posted something about how trophy husbands are having a hard time because breadwinner women are on the rise. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from people saying, are women filing for divorce more? Is it because they can? Is it because they have the money? And I said, yeah, because look at it traditionally. I think successfully, fairly traditional marriages work. I don't think necessarily it has to be gendered traditional, but with one person having a clear role and then the other person helping out. Because nobody really told us it really takes a village. Like it
really takes a village.
No wonder grandparents were so important growing up. No wonder neighbors were so important.
You had fucking lived on farms with 8 fucking kids, and the older kids is babysitting the little kids, and fucking
like,
they're walking to school down the dirt road. Now we're fucked.
We are, and you get stuck in traffic, and you're getting hit like 1 minute, $1 a minute, $1 a minute. You know, you need to have that friend you can call, like, please just play with my kid in the playground.
Yeah.
I'm running 20 minutes late. I was caught in Gwinnett County recently.
I almost poured over on me now.
Jesus.
wow.
Well, I can't see it. Sorry,
Good
girl.
pour.
Sorry.
So, now I feel like I gotta share
I got
with you.
screwed.
So I was caught in Gwinnett County. My husband is in Miami meeting with a client, and I'm texting every person in my child's pre-K class, like, hi, whose kid who could she play with this afternoon?
Who can she go home with,
like,
please?
without that village, like, what are we gonna do? So, long answer is yes, I'm seeing some trends. I'm seeing people come in, a lot of women complaining about the mental load. My husband's not sharing the mental load.
And I am sharing
I
the
am
breadwinning
carrying everything. So
role,
the woman
yeah.
is breadwinner. The woman is carrying the mental load. She's the one scheduling the appointments. and
taking the kids to the
kids to
appointments,
the 7
taking
o'clock
time off of
appointments.
work. Yeah,
Exactly. Going
taking
to
them to every practice.
Yeah, every practice, driving all over creation, having
Every
to go.
birthday party.
Yeah, and it's not just taking you to the birthday party, it's putting it on the calendar, remembering to buy the present, remember to wrap the present, remember to get the card.
Remembering is the word. Like
Right, that's the hard part.
It's the anxiety of trying to remember.
Well, then you throw in
everything to do.
perimenopause. Good fucking luck.
And work.
And
Well,
work.
I have to tell people sometimes, my team teases me because I'm always, are you sure? Are you sure you want to get divorced? They're like, Jessica, that's not the business development plan.
No, but I get that. It
But
makes
when I get a
sense.
44-year-old woman walking in with 2 kids, I look at her and I go, you're just stressed and your life sucks. Because there's a period in every marriage where it's like the roommate zone. Nobody's sleeping
you're
with their spouse.
struggling. It's
Everybody's
terrible.
stressed.
Yeah.
It's just hard. The kids need you. Everybody's having a hard time. And I'm like, look, grass isn't greener. It's just watered. Go water your grass.
Right.
And then come back and tell me, is it really a problem? Like, yes, if there's abuse or something, but like...
Or if the person's just like checked out and it's not helping.
Yeah, they
with
don't want to go to
anything.
therapy. They
Yeah.
don't want to help with the lift. You can buy all the skylights in the world and they're never going to look at the damn calendar.
Right.
Yeah, like it's a thing. But at the same time, we're pack animals. Like we want to have somebody to bike through France with in our 50s. You
It's
know?
going to be Rebecca. She's coming with
That's
me.
yeah.
We've
Seriously,
already
you're
figured
best
this
friends.
out. We're going to have like our own wings of a chateau or a castle eventually.
We
They
just need
are
to all go buy land and start building the compound.
100%. But
Build the
but
con-
if you do it in Europe, right? Like then you've got like a lovely chateau that's already there or a castle, and then we get our wings, and then we have Highland cows and some sheep and definitely horses, and we're fucking over there and just chilling. That's my plan, and it's only
Walking
involving
those little
women.
footpaths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about hurricanes. Like I feel like
No.
I'd really like to retire on the coast, but Europe does
We
make more
can.
sense because then on the coast of South Carolina or Georgia, I'm dead in a hurricane and a
Very
hot-
good.
100%. I was watching some Instagram reel that was it was a woman saying this thing. She was like, "We're gonna me and all my friends are gonna move into a house," and I think there is a huge movement of women saying this now, where they're like, "We will help each other with the emotional load. We can help each other meal prep and cook for the fucking week and pick up the kids and fucking." Take them to all their appointments and their games and all the stuff. Like women are finding more community
They're finding
with each other.
the village. And I
The
think
village.
marriages and friendships would be better if we all started living closer together.
I agree
If
with
we
that.
started being able to rely, because it's ridiculous to think that your husband's going to carry that entire load. It's ridiculous to think I'm going to carry that entire load for him. So I think the compound theory is actually a really great one.
Yeah, and I do think that I've too seen like women are becoming much closer. You know, there was that article about like
Honest.
where did all the men go, right? I think it was in the New Yorker or something, and it's talking about, you know, the writer like goes out and she looks around and goes, every time I've gone out to a restaurant recently, I've seen big tables of women, not, and like a few single women eating alone, not so many dates, right? They're like looking around, and it's women are truly finding the community with each other because there's no longer a need to rely on a man for financial stability, protection, or children. If you already have your children, a lot of women are freezing their eggs and fucking doing IVF and saying, fuck you, I don't
Right.
need this shit anyway.
Right.
Right? And so it's phenomenal to watch. As a single woman who does love, I do love being in a relationship, and I do like the companionship side of all of that. It's difficult to watch because I'm like, Jesus, fuck. Like, I don't actually want to
Anybody out
date.
here?
I don't
Yeah.
want to date any of these people.
Right.
Even a little bit. But it's so, I find my joy as a divorced mom with my girlfriends. Like, they are my village, 100,000%.
Right.
Well, and I wonder too, because like just reflecting back, and my parents are still married, but my mom never went out with her girlfriends.
Right.
Ever. Like my mom,
wild.
she worked and she did us, but she'd go on like a trip. Whereas like now, I think it's okay. Like I go with my girlfriends at least once a week.
Once a week.
I walk with my girlfriends. I exercise with my girlfriends. Like I do so much because I do think
To fill your cup.
100%.
And we go on trips.
And women are good at we fill each other's cups, right? Like I know if Sarah's down, I'm like, hey, how are you? Are you good? Checking in on you.
Do you just need a hug?
Whereas like, and guys don't, and love Ryan, but like guys don't do it. And it's interesting watching men. I see it with my brothers as well. They don't have friendships.
They
like
But
don't?
I think they're lonely.
I think they're very
men
lonely.
are getting lonely.
There's a huge
super lonely.
male loneliness epidemic.
And I
Because
think
women have been like, fuck it,
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're
We don't
okay.
need it.
We're just going to supplement.
Yeah, we're going to make the plan. We're making all the
here.
other plans. Let's make this plan.
Well, and I wonder, theory-wise, like, are they lonely because we all figured out that we were lonely and we're like, screw it, I'm going to go hang out with my friends.
Right. I think so,
I'm not
because
gonna be
I
lonely
think
anymore.
I think when I talk to people that come to me and they're like, knowledge is power, so just give me some information, Jessica. I don't know if I want to get divorced. One thing I ask them is, do you give your husband time with his bros? You know? And I'm not saying have a husband that's like a golf husband that disappears every weekend for 5-6 hours, but does he play trivia? Do y'all go to church and there's like a men's group breakfast or anything? Yeah. Because if the answer is no, you need to start, because men are terrible at this. They're completely terrible at it. You got to start being like, okay, we're going to double date.
I used to beg my ex-husband to God. I'd be like, oh my God, don't you want to hang out with the guys? Please go hang out with the guys.
You know what else is good? Because then we all realize we're also kind of the same and everybody's got like similar things. And like, again, the grass isn't greener, it's just watered. So I do think, and I think women who have boys have got to be really careful, because the boys are getting lost to the dark internet. Like we've got to start making sure they are forming
problems,
connections.
all the shit,
And I mean, there's so many things that we could talk about with the Boy Scouts, but like they need T-ball, they need baseball, they need Boy Scouts, they need the baseball team, even if they're terrible. Like they need that team. Like men need that. Our husbands need it. Our boys need it, because we've got to raise good men. Because who the hell is my daughter's going to marry if
she's going to marry her best friend? They're going to live in a compound.
Yeah. Well, according to her,
I'm raising mine right, hopefully. So there may be
great.
2 eligible.
I have a client right now. I told her, I said, hey, your boys are real cute, and I got girls about the same age. So like, let's keep them going.
Let's just match these up.
Well, when I put my oldest in therapy. He was having some issues anyway, but my big thing is I feel like men at a certain age are only then angry, horny, or nothing in between. And I was like, you know what?
We need more words.
He has big feelings, and Hunter has the best feelings, and he loves love. And I was like, you're going to get a therapist, because I want him, when he's dating and he's married, to be able to be like, hey, I didn't have a good day. Can we talk about it? Instead of just being like, I'm mad.
Right.
And like nothing else ever happened.
Have you ever seen the feelings wheel?
I love the feelings wheel.
I love the feelings wheel, because it starts with, I'm mad. And it's like, okay, are you mad, or are you angry, or are you jealous, and it kind of just helps you dive down. And
like,
so
which one? Because mad is actually could be a million different things.
Yeah. And so I love that you're sending a child to therapy, because I think
he's going to be great.
People need to know also where to
probably
put those
going to be
feelings.
Adeline, because Adeline's in therapy too. So we're just going to get them together. They're going to be the healthiest little relationship you ever saw.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's why I didn't want him to lose his emotions. I was like, you must be able to emote as a grown man.
Yeah.
Please.
And find your best friend that you can talk to, whether, whatever gender.
So let's say just the average Sally walks in and she's like, hey, Ms. Fagan, I think I want to get divorced. What's the next? What happens?
I always ask why. Because I want to know, am I dealing with an emotional abuse situation? Am I dealing with a substance abuse disorder? Am I dealing with someone who's a narcissist on my side or their side? Personality.
Can you sneak out the narcissist? Can you generally tell?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's hiring a experienced lawyer. Part of the reason is they can, start eking out what's actually going on.
Can whittle that shit down quick.
Yeah, because people we're all alike in a lot of ways, and so when things start coming up in a pattern, we can identify patterns and we can issue spot that way. I mean, that's what lawyers do, right? We issue spot, and so family lawyers are just taught how to issue spot that way. And very early on, I can tell Sally, you know what, you need a therapist. You need to talk to somebody. Or I can say, oh, Sally, do you think you're in perimenopause? Do you have a good functional medicine doctor? Have you thought about acupuncture? And so I really try to give a holistic view of things.
Yep.
If a man's coming in and he's bitching about his wife, I'm like, when's the last bros trip you did? When's the last time you went down the street and just played a round of fake golf at, in-town golf with a buddy? Like, when's the last time you went and just hit your aggressions against a wall with a tennis racket? Like, get it out. And then come back to me. So first thing I'm going to ask Sally is, I want to know what happened. I also ask almost all of my clients to do a relationship history for me. I want them to just completely...
Like who they've dated or that
relationship. I want to know from the beginning.
She's going to be like,
complicated.
Tell your numbers, Rebecca. Body count and go.
You're 47, but we started at 16. Okay, here we go. I mean, I'll read it. You're paying me. I'll read it. But, Yeah, no, I want to know that history. I want to know... It's shocking to me how many people knew walking down the aisle that they were it's a coin toss. it's shocking to me how many people walking down the aisle thought, you know what? I hope this works out.
I had, I'll just briefly crawl up on that cross. I had a 6-month relationship, marriage, when I was 26. It was a starter. I tried to get it annulled, and the judge asked me based on what grounds, and I go, fraud? I don't fucking know. Let's go with fraud. And he goes, can I just sign the divorce decree? I was like, fine, whatever. But my dad likes to say, yeah, exactly, 100%. And they're like, what's the problem? I'm like, he's a fucking alcoholic dick. That's the problem.
He was so much fun until he wasn't.
It was so much fun. But my dad likes to say, which is fucking 100% false, that before we walked down the aisle, he turned to me and said, are you sure you want to do this? I go, fuck you. You did not say that. That's absolute revisionist history. You did not say that. But it turns out, my mom did have the conversation with me a little bit like, well, how are you feeling? And I was like, we have 50 people going to Scotland, and I'm not going to make them cancel. I was 26, right? So I was more worried about other people than myself. Right now, I'd be like, fuck yeah, we're also going to Scotland. I'm paying for the party, but I'm not marrying that prick.
Right.
He's uninvited.
He's uninvited. And probably his family too, even though they were lovely. But I was like, no, Mom, we have 50 people who've spent money to go to Scotland. I'm going to get married, and if it goes fucked, I can get divorced soon there afterwards, which I fucking did. But older me would be like, no, we're not going to.
Looking back on it, you're like,
fucking marry the person if it's a coin toss. It's not worth it. Yes, you can get out of it.
And surely don't have children together.
No, Jesus Christ. Good. I couldn't even imagine having a child with that, number one. Yes, you've got to consider all these things because when you're little and you're feeling, or younger, 27, 28, 29, feeling the pressure to get married, right? All your friends are getting married, everybody's going to the parties, people are starting to get pregnant. You're like,
you're afraid the music's going to stop.
Do this. I need to do this right now. No, you fucking don't.
No.
Hold out. Wait until you're actually sure. Look at little Taylor Swift. She's so fucking cute.
Yep.
Little Travis Kelce. I mean, like, that is somebody who's like, no.
Yeah, not settling.
Not going to settle. Don't get married. You don't have to do it. You can still live with them, do all the things, but just relax on it. Don't feel so rushed, because then you'll end up divorced, and then you'll be on your second marriage, and then that one probably won't work either. Right. And then you'll end up divorced twice.
Well,
like me.
It does.
And then third one's a charm.
Rebecca's my charm. I'm not fucking marrying anybody else. We're just buying a compound.
It seemed, because particularly, I think you're around we're 46-ish, almost 47, I don't know.
Go fuck yourself.
But definitely when we were, that's terrible. But there was so much pressure in our 20s.
So much pressure.
To get married and have babies. And it does, and I don't know if it's because I'm in Atlanta now.
Do you remember the sorority? Were y'all in a sorority?
Yeah.
Where they would pass the candle lighting ceremony?
Oh, I got lauded by my college boyfriend.
See, there you go.
I still have my letters from him.
Nice.
He was a complete cheater, but it was a big deal.
But you got the ceremony.
I got the ceremony.
I dated athletes, so I didn't have any of that shit. I was like, no. Oh,
I'm so cool. You dropped that. You dropped that.
Yeah, I was like, frat stars, no fucking way. But I loved the athletes. Yeah.
Well, he was now. Remember, I thought he was going to be NFL. So.
Oh, that fucking guy?
He didn't play at Chapel.
He had a flow rider. He was terrible. We'll move on from that guy. He's terrible.
But I do think that it seems like, at least for the younger girls, there's less pressure to get married at 25 or 20. Like, I was like, if I don't get married by 28, I'm going to be an old hag.
Right.
P.S. ladies.
Same.
We're in our late 40s, and I don't really, other than the fact my face is sliding down, I don't feel old haggish.
My face is sliding all the way down.
It's always shocking to me when someone's like, wait, how old are you? And I'm like, oh no.
Oh no. Well, but
because I feel 32.
Yeah. Oh, same. 100%.
Not a day over 35. I feel.
But I will tell you, it is a fun thing when both of you are married. I am not married, and there is, with that whole thing of women, and I think it's still a big thing. Younger girls are like, I need to get married. I need to have a baby.
There's a whole trad wife thing out there.
Oh, now. Jesus Christ. So that, right? But I think it's the reason why there's such a movement of 28 to 32-year-old men or boys that are going for older women that are in like their 40s, because we don't need anything from them.
Right.
Or do we want anything from them? So we're like, yeah, you can come over and hang out.
It's an added value.
Yes, 100%.
Because it becomes a situation where the person you're with becomes the person that's really your best friend or adds value in some way. Your best travel buddy makes you laugh, whatever, as opposed to historically needing that person for security and to pop the kids out. Although I will say, being in perimenopause and having little people, and mine are 5 and 8, like that's rough. So,
trying a 13-year-old being in perimenopause, and then you're done with your period, just so we're clear. you're done. I've got an IUD, right? Nobody needs anything happening down in that area. I'm beyond it. Thank Christ. And then the 13-year-old hormones pop up and your body goes, wait, what? Hold my beer. We're going to sync up with her.
Oh, yeah.
What in the fuck?
I'm pretty sure my girls are starting to sync up with me.
Yeah.
Will said the other day, he goes, it feels like it's starting,
like everybody's
but they're too
bitchy.
young. And I go, I don't know if they're actually too young. Whether they're just modeling me or the hormones, like mommy's in a bitch mood. So like, let's all get the
No, it's the worst thing. And I've
heard
heard this from so many of my girlfriends that are our age that are like, no, we have an IUD. We pay to not have our period. We also have and we've all like, we haven't had our period in like 8 months, and then our 13-year-olds come into their fucking season, and your body's like, yes, hold on, no.
Let's be with this one.
Yeah, no, you're gonna sync up with her in case we go back to caveman era and there's only one man. You have to look more attractive than she does, and everybody has to have babies. What
your
in
body's
the fuck?
like, I accept that challenge. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh
So
my
because
God.
of that,
It's
I got
awful.
a new IUD because I started having my period. I was like, no.
No.
And I also now do hormone replacements. So I just got in my new testosterone pellets. This time I got 2. So I'm gonna watch out.
Watch out.
We were really
world.
feisty.
Are you
But-
gonna fight? Are you gonna start like MMA fighting?
I don't know. I'm hoping that I just get some nice
When she starts
chiseled.
texting, and she's like, hey, I just found this great new boxing class. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
she
go.
already does it. That bitch is insane.
But
yeah.
it's actually helping. It's bringing my anxiety down. Like once I get the testosterone back up, I'm less anxious and I sleep better. Which
Yeah,
is
my
weird.
functional doctor put me on like a mild grade of testosterone. I go, you can't be serious. I do not need that. If anything, that's not what people say is my problem. I am fairly aggressive.
Yeah.
He's like, no. According to your blood work, you need testosterone.
It works.
And it does.
It totally works. But also, I've got a cure for it now. But then I started growing a beard, so I had to get on spirulina. Some
She's not
medication.
growing a fucking
and
beard.
I was like, well, is it gonna, if it stops my beard
Uppers and
growth,
downers,
is
uppers
it
and
also
downers.
going to impact my hair growth? Because I feel like it's falling out. It makes your hair grow more, but your beard grow less.
Oh.
I don't know.
Jesus
But I
loves
ran
you.
out
Yes,
yesterday.
I
I
know.
have
need
no
to follow
fucking
it.
idea.
That's amazing.
I have
my
an
God, I don't
appointment with my OB on the 3rd of November, so I'm going to
Go in and
Ask
air
all
some
the
grievances.
questions.
go in there and be like, bitches, fucking fix all this shit. So that's
I
what
have
we're
a
gonna
list of questions I want to ask.
do. Yeah,
you.
exactly.
I'm going to advocate.
So more divorce questions.
Okay, sorry.
What is the cost of an average divorce these days in Georgia? What should people be prepared
So in
for?
Georgia, let me start with the filing fees, roughly $215. So we'll start there. So people that are just coming in, filing for themselves, they're paying $215. So consider that, all those people that don't want to hire an attorney and don't want to do anything. So when the data says that the average divorce in Georgia is between $15,000 and $30,000, think about how many people divorce only paying $200 and something.
And so those are like people that like
was me.
figured it out
Have
quickly.
no
They're like-
issues.
They're like, this is
We had
not
all
like
the
what's
issues,
the
but
average
Justin
cost?
look at anything. So I just was like, I'm going to represent myself. You can represent yourself or hire somebody. I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, the cost is, it is a little shocking. I mean, I make a very good living. A lot of us make a very good living doing divorce work. There's a lot of people, we call them the dabblers, where they just take a divorce because they're like, oh, I can do this. You're just dividing up pots and pans.
Oh,
I'm like,
fuck no.
no, you're not. But thank you for thinking so highly of my chosen career. And so the average cost varies wildly because if you're an amicable divorce, we offer flat rates. If you truly have everything, you just need us to draft everything so that it's actually legitimate.
So I'm not going to actually ask you your specific flat rate, but like in general, what are flat rates? Give me a range. For things that are amicable.
Let's say people
you've already
that-
worked out child support on the child support worksheet, all the things, right?
So let's say people that are volume based because they're truly, I always joke, like we are white glove Cartier style, like customer service we try to be. And so even with people that are uncontested, we're still checking in, we're still doing all the work because it's hard for, once you're a people pleaser, it's hard to really pull that back too much.
Yeah.
But there are places that will do a flat rate uncontested where basically they're getting you the forms that are on the website that you could get yourself, hand it to you for $750.
Oh yeah.
But I'm
talking
say
about like a normal like
good
middle
attorney.
class, like middle class
Let's
family.
say flat rate 3 to 5.
Yeah.
3 to 5,000. That's
Okay.
everything drafted, everything's correct.
And that's where both parties want to get divorced.
Birth
Like,
parties. Well, so that's the question. People say, "Oh, well, it's uncontested. We both want the divorce." Oh, no. Uncontested means you agree on absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. I mean, I had a client email me recently asking a very basic question, like, "Can I change the locks? Can I take their name off this account? Very basic, we're separating questions. And I say, hey, that's actually a question that requires me to analyze and respond. So that is a contested question. No, we still both want to get divorced. I hear you, but for me to analyze that and get back to you, there's an upcharge for that, and so uncontested.
How nice
you
of you to let them know and say,
as opposed to sending them a bill.
Yeah.
I mean,
they would need to ask their spouse. Am I okay with changing the locks?
Are we agreed? Great, it's uncontested.
Right.
And then if it's not, then it's contested. So even if you argue over one thing, like who's going to get
The fucking dog.
Peppa, the dog. Like, I don't know. All I can think was Peppa Pig. That's how old my children are.
I get it.
And so like, even if that's it, I like to call those negotiated uncontesteds. And those are probably my favorite. Everybody agrees this is going to happen, but we need to negotiate how to unravel the business of our marriage. And very high asset people, celebrities, politicians, that's what they want, is they want the discretion of a negotiated uncontested. So that when they file it uncontested, so that the world is like, wow, look at this
them.
conscious uncoupling.
Look at these little grown-ups working together.
It doesn't matter that somebody was in my, conference room screaming into a pillow.
Of course.
It's, this is to the outside world. They can tell everybody at the private school, everybody at the cookout.
Great.
We did it. It was stressful, but we did it. And I think, so that's a negotiated contested. But I've had those 15,000 to 150,000.
Yeah.
Just
A negotiated contested?
A negotiated uncontested. We
what
file
about
it uncontested.
How much?
Oh, Jesus. If it's like high wage earners.
Off the rails.
I mean, off the fucking rails.
It really, it's hard. People will say, well, how much? So the easiest thing to say is, like, the most expensive divorce can be hundreds of thousands of dollars if they have the money to support it. But then by the same token, I have a client right now that's come to me for a modification where the divorce, both parties spent $500,000. And it just kind of blows my mind. Like, what the heck were y'all arguing over? Like, what on earth?
I would use a lot more words than that.
Because I'm like, what? Like, how awful for the kids.
No, how terrible for the kids. 100%.
For the family
It's
as a
fucking
unit.
awful. No, it's
Like, go buy a lake house with that money.
Just break the cycle, for fuck's sake. Go to therapy, break the cycle that your parents fucking put you in, and fucking do better for your kids. That's what your fucking job is as parents.
No, when you are spending hundreds of thousands, it's about the principle, not the law.
And do you think normally that's like a scorned spouse that's mad that the divorce is happening, or someone that just hates their spouse? Like, how does someone get there?
Did you see The War of the Roses, the movie?
I did, but I'm like, I can't even, it makes my stomach hurt to think about spending that much money.
Well,
It
you
hurts
wouldn't,
my heart.
Rebecca, you wouldn't spend that much money.
Right.
If you and Ryan divorced,
I'd
you
pull up a
would
worksheet.
not.
I'd be like, it's gotta be 50-50. Let's just.
I sat down with Jessica. She gave me this
100%.
go-by.
Yeah,
Let's
here's
go.
the go-by.
Here's the
Let's
spreadsheet.
figure it out. Well,
Yeah.
you would not have that. Those are like the very super fucking high asset people that are
Mad.
so fucking mad. That's all they care about. They're just mad and hurt feelings, and they're not being
super
rational.
high
and they don't
asset,
give a
there's
shit.
usually enough money for everybody. You might
go
not be
around,
happy, but like you're going to be okay.
Yeah, so you
Fine.
fuck the
You're
nanny,
not
pay
gonna
me
be
$3
living in an
million.
apartment
I don't give a
and,
shit.
Or
Fine.
$30 million.
Yeah, whatever. Sounds great.
Yeah, go find your new friends.
Couldn't love that more.
Go buy something for yourself.
Yes, well, that's what so it's being a therapist. It's like what we do with our clients. It's just more about not, talking somebody through pain and suffering and all of that.
Right.
It's more like, don't fuck up your kids.
Yes.
You will be happier on the other side.
Every
Take a deep
therapist
breath.
will tell you.
You will get
Like-
your peace on the other side. I promise you, you will go through this. It will be hard. And then you will be at peace.
Absolutely. Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Yes.
Like, just wait it out. Karma. Believe in karma. Believe in God.
100%.
Trust.
Yeah.
That, get out, get as much money as you can, or give up as little money as you can. It's an ROI.
Yeah.
And so some of the best clients are the ones that can see the ROI. Like, you might have to stick a couple things just because, we're human. We're human.
Right.
Totally normal.
But at the end of the day,
then
look
move
at
on.
it as a business. You're unraveling the business. And do you want your children, the product of your business? I always tell people this. Your child plays sports. When they score the winning goal, do you want them to look in one general direction and see both of their parents cheering and waving? Or do you want that child not sure which place to look for the winning goal.
little baby, that's
Or
good
do you
advice.
want the child to not even look at their parents because they don't want the fight of mom and dad saying, well, she looked at me first, he looked at me first. And so they don't even look to you, they look to their friends.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
That's okay. Pull your shit together, Rebecca. No, okay. P.S. All your
champagne
kids.
and I've been running around
I know.
since
Give me a
7:30
break.
this morning.
P.S. Your
I'm
kids
like,
are all good. Always.
They're all going to be great.
Number
I
one,
hope
if
so.
you and Ryan got divorced,
They gotta
which
marry
you're
my
not,
kids.
but
They're
if
gonna
you
be great.
did, you guys would still be standing there on the sidelines together. If not, you will definitely be the one they look to because you're their mom and you love them so much. It's 100% true.
Yeah. And then you'll probably be like, Ryan, get your butt over here.
Get over here.
Yeah, I mean, it really
team.
does come down
Team
to
up.
like after I filed divorce, I learned a lot of things that I would have rather have not known about my ex-husband and things that went on and things that were happening and all of
yeah.
the things. And you know what I did? I go, well, we're getting divorced, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really
What
matter.
does that change?
Yeah,
Water
exactly.
People ask me all the
Bridge.
time, should we hire a private investigator? Well, yeah, there's some circumstances that it's absolutely worth it. And there's some amazing private investigators out there. But there's other circumstances that I'm like, does it change anything?
Yeah, are
Do
you
you
still
really
gonna
wanna
leave?
see the
Do you
photos?
want to see the photos? No, you don't.
Yeah.
Like, you don't
You
wanna,
know she's cheating. You know he's cheating. Do you need it? Like,
Exactly. No.
is that gonna make you feel good to
want,
see it?
You really don't want
yeah,
to.
we
I
can
remember
see the bank statements. We know what they're doing.
we had one particular night where the shit went awry, and one of our best girlfriends, Callie, took me out. She was in town. I think Rebecca was out of town, and she goes, yeah, well, we're going to go out, and then we're going to go to Magic City, which is an primarily African-American strip club here in Atlanta that is world-renowned, and the women are phenomenal athletes and the most amazing dancers I've ever seen in my entire life. Rebecca and I went to the Usher concert, and they had some girls out there performing. Rebecca goes, why are we not at Magic City every fucking day? These girls are phenomenal. I was like, I know, they're amazing. So she ended up taking me to Magic City, and it was a phenomenal night, and it was so much fun.
But was her husband there?
Oh, she's not married.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, no, she wouldn't give a shit anyway. And, I mean, Rebecca and I have gone to a number of strip clubs together just without our husbands. I mean, granted to meet like other business people, but whatever.
Right.
I digress.
It's marketing.
It is marketing.
Personal injury lawyers.
Yes, but exactly. You know the group. But yeah, it was just, even if you hear something that's so fucking outrageously terrible, right? When you're going through your divorce, are you still going to fucking divorce him?
Right.
Yeah.
Does it change anything?
Does it change anything? No. Don't share your shit with your fucking kids. Your kids are not your fucking therapist. They're not your best fucking friends.
Absolutely.
They're little people. You want them to have a good fucking view of their other parent.
Because they're half you and half that person. And
100%.
do you want them hating half of
No,
themselves?
fuck
No,
that. No.
it just ruins their lives.
That was
So
the
sad.
biggest things where it's like, break the cycle, do fucking better for your kids. They need to be your most like primary concern going through a divorce.
They're your best asset.
Yeah, they are for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Don't tarnish the best asset you have.
There's little babies.
Yeah. Who's going to take care of us when we're old if we don't?
Yeah,
care for
Rebecca.
I hope all three of
She's
mine.
taking
The
care of me.
compound.
Yeah.
The compound.
Rebecca's taking care
We'll be there.
of me.
We'll be good. We'll be
Right,
good.
good
Rebecca?
nurse. I'm a
Right?
very good nurse. I'll
Because
take care
I'm
of you.
definitely single.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'll definitely take good care.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry,
Man down.
knocked over
None of you're
coffee.
spilling your coffees.
Coffee, fine.
Okay, so obviously being a family lawyer is very stressful. I know.
Is it?
I at least occasionally run into you and at Lion's Head. So
Yes.
I heard you're a connoisseur of some private clubs.
Yes, I do. My husband teases me that if they put a velvet rope up there, it's my
You're like, fuck
goal.
yeah,
I
watch
will get
this.
to the
I
front.
want in front.
Right. It's like it's a joke with all my friends. They're like, Jessica, must you?
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
yes,
must.
I
Yeah.
must flirt with the
I couldn't.
bouncer. I must
couldn't-
find out who the owner is and get in.
100%.
Let me in. I do
But yes,
love Lion's Head though.
I do love. I love it. They do an amazing job.
She loved it.
I'd never been. I mean, I'm a member of Chops Club and In Town, but not Lion's Head. And
Well, we'll have to go.
I know. I really liked Lion's Head. It
drinks are
was
so
lovely.
good.
It was delicious. Yeah, and I ran into
beautiful in
people
there.
that I hadn't seen in years.
Right. It's amazing too. I hear that there's a private club and I want to go check it out and see if I like it and whatnot. And so I like the fact that my group of friends were all kind of going into like different private clubs so that we can all be bougie together.
100%. It's everybody needs to join one and another and another.
Right. You got to be strategic with this,
well,
right?
Yeah, you don't want to.
We're doing the same ones.
Yeah, doing the same ones.
I just
Right.
don't want to wait in a line anywhere. It's kind of the reason why I haven't figured. I don't have enough money to fly private. It makes me very sad, and I also won't fly private when friends ask.
So now we know what line item number 1 is on anybody you're going to date.
Yes. Well,
Do you have a NetJets account
do you
or
have
a private
one?
jet?
That's flown by an actual pilot.
I actually,
not by you.
I
Not
was
by.
actually on FaceTime with some of our friends that were in, they're at Mass Torts right now in Vegas, and they FaceTimed me yesterday. Pendergrass did, and he was like, with some of our friends from out of state who do have a private jet, and they go, "We will send you the jet. Will you come?" And I go,
Yes.
"No, I'm
Why
not
is it a
coming."
no?
Well, because we had this today, and then tomorrow we have our big annual fundraiser for Holiday Helping Hands,
Yeah.
which is our big thing where we provide presents for children of injured workers every holiday season. So I was like, no. Not fucking going. Also, I won't fly private without Adeline. If we go down, we go down together. If not, I'm fucking not going down. So
We'll do Mass Torts next year. I know you'd mentioned it to me. I was like, I need more than a week to prepare mentally.
I know. Well, we didn't know. I thought it was already done.
thought it was.
Anyway, so yes,
Drinking all the
people
liquid
have,
IV leading up
but
to
it
it.
I need to
basically,
get my outfits ready. I need to work on my physique, my
She
hair.
also likes the pool
Botox.
parties.
Again,
Right.
my Botox is sliding.
But my biggest thing is I don't like dealing, and it sounds snobby, but I feel like every person in the world feels this. I don't like dealing with the masses. I hate huge strongs of people and like, so I am always down for a private club. I'm
Yeah.
like, how is the private club nice? Can we keep out like most people that are going to be like trashier, be on speakerphone on their phones, fucking talking?
Well, I think what it is that people can't be on their phones and you have to have a face-to-face conversation. Everybody there puts their phone away and talks.
Yeah.
It's nice because Lion
engages.
said you have to cover up your camera, so then there's no photos.
Are we even allowed to talk about this?
Yes, that's true.
we are.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I already
I don't
knew
know.
that. Here's the thing: I'm not a
Well, I
member,
do like-
and I know this.
Okay.
And you have got to put a sticker over your camera because a lot of famous people belong to Lion's Head, just like a lot of like famous wealthy people belong to Chops or In
And
Town.
Chops should do it too, because then I
In
think
Town
people
has a
stop
thing.
the like, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In Town has a thing that's like, do not take any fucking pictures of any of our guests.
Because sometimes
period.
you just don't want to have to worry about what you look like and what you're doing, and you want to be able to hear people. That's my thing. That's
I'm
how I
not
know I'm in my
famous, so I'm
40s.
good.
I don't want
I
it
never worry about
loud.
what I look like.
Well, but for me,
we can
if
do
I'm
it
taking a
today.
client to celebrate their divorce,
Yeah.
I need to be in a place where not necessarily, no one's going to talk.
Right.
No one's going to, even if they know why we're there celebrating.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's always like, oh, I heard you
Well, it's good,
representing
it's
so-and-so. I'm like,
private.
oh,
You're
can't really
like,
talk about that.
I can't really talk about it. Sorry.
Or somebody will follow me on Instagram and another friend will be like, wait, why is this person following you? How do you know so-and-so?
Yeah.
I'm like, can't really talk about it.
No.
But, which basically
Can't
is it's a confession of itself, but it's, yeah.
So, but also talking about large groups of people, your other thing that you did at Blow Off Steam, I think is very unique and fun.
All right, Rebecca told me this on the way when I was driving it. I almost crashed my car.
How
So
I
Rebecca
cosplay
said-
as a normal human.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Rebecca, lead
I'm a
this
Disney
in.
adult.
Yep. She
can't.
So
Disney
embarrassing.
gal.
It's so embarrassing because, you know, I was in denial.
Were you this before you had children?
Okay, so
Is what I want to fucking know.
Let's start with, so my mom is from Florida.
Okay, where in
like-
Florida?
She was born in Clearwater.
Okay.
And then my grandparents retired to a little place called Astor, Florida, which the nearest town is DeLand.
Yep.
It's right off 40, and 40 runs basically to
Across the
Daytona
state.
Beach, a really nice beach called Daytona Beach. And so,
Spring Break 2000.
yeah, when we went to the fancy beach, that was New Smyrna Beach. And so I've always gone. And like my grandmother loved taking us because when you bought Disney stock, right when Disney started,
I'm looking very suspicious right now.
you
I'm
get
like this.
all, I know, you got perks. And so my grandmother would take me and do perks. My dad also gave me horrible financial advice growing up. He always said it only costs a nickel more to go first class. No, it doesn't. It costs a lot more, or a lot of nickels. But in my mind, I was like, oh, well, I
Wow,
should
that's
always
so
stay at the
really
fancy
nice
resort. I
of
should always
your
do this.
dad to say that.
To really set me up with.
I mean, it's a lie.
Yeah,
but
one
I
of my
love it.
forensic accountants introduces me as, this is my friend who likes to spend money. I'm like, really? All the amazing
Thank
things
you.
I do, and that's what I
That's
get?
what you
That's
pull?
the epithet
Yeah,
on
yeah,
my
yeah.
tombstone?
Yeah.
Great. So, yeah, and so, like, for high school graduation, I made all my friends go to Disney because that's the happiest place on earth. It's not. It's actually called the most magical place on earth.
Yeah, it's not
But
the
I wasn't a
happiest.
Disney adult yet. But then the girls were
Magic
born.
City might be the happiest.
It might.
Okay, go
it
on.
might. And so then the girls were born, and they say that if you take your kids before they're 3, you can get them in for free. And if it's free, it's for me. And I love a deal. And so I was like, Will, we got to take Elizabeth before she hits 3 because it's free. And he goes, yeah, but it's like $700 each for you and I. I'm like, pish posh, we're going to go to Disney World. And we walked in and I was filled with such immense joy. Because such immense joy. Like the smells, my child was happy. Other people, it's easy to parent at Disney because when your child throws a lemonade on the floor, they're like, don't worry, Mom, we got you. And then,
and other parents are fucking
right
like,
around the corner, they're going to charge you $12 again for the lemonade.
Right, and so they're like, we got you. We're going to put like light up ice cubes in that drink for your kids, and they're going to stare at it happy. And then these giant rodents are going to come over and dance for your child and like sing and dance, and your kids are going to be happy and joyous, and you're going to be drinking a mimosa at 7:30 in the morning that you're paying $30 for, and you're just like, whatever.
Fucking deceased.
And so...
You can't drink in Disney World.
Yes, you can, my dear.
Where
yes,
can you not?
That's why you have to get bougie Disney. So for the firm retreat this year, I asked my team, do y'all want to go to a wellness spa?
Yep.
Or do you want to go do bougie Disney with me? They all voted bougie Disney.
Well, see, but that's
I love
good.
my team.
Those are your people.
Those are my people.
We're going to a wellness fucking spot. So
Y'all do
clear,
it.
Rebecca. We ain't doing fucking Disney.
But yeah, so there's, you can go have a 3-course meal inside Cinderella's castle. So you can sit
I know
there
that.
at breakfast, drinking your coffee with Bailey's while your children are just at the next table, not even at your table, at the next table, just having the best old time. And then, and then there's a bar, and then you can go to Epcot, and your kids are just so happy to be riding this little ride, and you're over there drinking your 3rd avocado margarita.
Avocado. Not avocado. Epcot, you will be shit hammered in.
Yeah, if you don't plan it well, you got to know like the right way to do it.
So I took Adeline to Disney one time. It was right after I had my back surgery in 2017.
Do I need to take her again so she'll be happy?
No, she's
never
good.
taken my children.
She went to Universal, but I had a
Come
scooter,
with me, my dear.
so I got to skip all the lines because I just had my back surgery, my fusion, and actually all the kids just wanted to ride on my fucking scooter with me, and I was like, I could have saved a couple of $1,000 and gone to like the Kroger.
Six Flags.
Yeah, Kroger. Fucking
now,
just
it's
like right around.
It is a privilege to be able to go do bougie Disney the way I do it.
Well, and that's lovely. I've got friends who are Disney people. I also make fun of them. I love them so much, and they're some of my best friends, but I'm like, what in the fucking fuck?
Yeah. We can't go because Ryan hates the general public.
I can solve that for you.
I also hate the general public.
I can solve that. I can't really talk about it. You can't talk about Fight Club, but I can. Don't worry, there's private clubs we can discuss.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll discuss that at a private club coming up soon.
You'll just ride around fucking Disney and like the pumpkin fucking Cinderella coach thing, like all by yourselves the
We should
entire
have
time.
gone during COVID. I think that's the only time that.
That was magnificent.
Yeah.
When it was, they couldn't.
We
didn't
thought
let
about
people
it,
in.
and then we were like,
but
judge us?
Universal. I'm not a big Universal person. I am definitely. I've chosen a side in the divorce. But they have something called But you're either a Universal person or you're a Disney person.
I'm like, did they
typically.
divorce or they're not together? What's happening?
And so, but they have something where they do nights only, where they have VIP tours at Universal where you can go. And instead of having 20, 30,000 people, it's under 3,000 people.
Oh, I would like that more.
And it's actually shocking. I rode Hagrid's
Universal,
3 times in a row and got off and I was like, I might die.
The last week, the ride wait last weekend for Hagrid's was over 4 hours.
Yeah, so you go with someone
That's
like,
outrageous.
there were so many people in
Nobody's
Universal.
gonna-
It was
but
insane.
did everybody have the fast pass?
No, they're all losing their, like the TikToks over are insane. People are going crazy.
See, that's why we're
but that's
not
the
doing
same thing. So like people wait so long in lines at Disney and I'm like, but it's the privilege to be able to
to do the
bypass
things.
it.
I totally get that, and I love that. But
some
that is
people
not
like waiting in the lines, and I'm like, who are you?
Go fuck yourself. No,
I don't
absolutely
like
not.
people that much.
No, I hate people. I love my people.
I love my people. I love my clients.
Yep.
Love my clients.
But I hate, just random
It's
people.
hard. We are packs, and we choose our packs. We choose our teams, I make fun of people that stand next to me and they cheer for the wrong football team.
I mean, that's fair.
So choose your pack wisely, or you'll end up calling Jessica Fagan.
Do you have any parting advice?
Make sure you're watering your grass. Make sure you're going on a vacation. Make sure you're doing something for yourself. People always ask, Will and I throw a lot of money at childcare, but it's easier for us to have a date night 1 night a week. Even if that date night is to go to yoga together, go a walk together, and then we both have to work to catch up on work.
Right.
But it's just so important to go and do things for yourself. And people, mothers especially, we fall into our children. And we become so consumed by our kids' identity that you don't want when your child or children leave the nest, there's nothing padding the nest.
Right.
So before you call a divorce lawyer, just make sure are you happy? Because you're never, it's, no matter where you go, there you'll be.
And let's say you water the grass and you're still not happy.
And he's still an asshole.
Yep. So how
up the
how do
phone.
people find you?
Well, it's faganlawgroup.com. And you can email me, you can call me. I have an amazing team. You set up an intake call. If it sounds like it might be a fit based on what you're looking for and we tend to have success with as a client, then you set up an initial consultation with me or one of my other attorneys. And then if we all come together, then we have a 2-hour power session and we just go through everything because I want to set expectations early to make sure, because there's so much media out there. There's so many people getting their information from ChatGPT, from Claude, from TikTok. That I just
From
wanna-
Kim Kardashian's new
Kim
show.
Kardashian-
Yeah, it was like
new
that
show.
dumbass new fucking show. We're going to war.
We're going
Shut
to
the fuck
war.
up.
No,
yes,
don't
we're
do
also
that.
not all wearing those fucking suits every day. Shut the fuck up. Stop
I
it.
joked. I don't know if y'all saw my Instagram, but I was like, is this how I'm supposed to dress at work now? Because my staff
You
is
do
going to
look
be very...
really hot compared to what we look like at work normally.
Yeah, 100%. We show up in
This
like
might be what we
workout.
wear.
Yeah.
Unless
Yesterday I wore the
client's
comfiest clothes
coming in.
ever to work because I just had to
Yeah.
hammer some stuff
And you got to
out.
work. I want to be in stretchy pants.
Yeah, I want to be in stretchy pants and a
Same,
really
unless
cozy
I'm going,
sweater.
unless like I have a mediation or a hearing or a meeting with a client.
Or meeting with high-powered attorneys for their
In our-
podcast.
in our
but this is
jeans
how y'all
and
can
sweaters
show
and no
the
makeup,
level
we're
you
like,
two
we
have
don't
reached
care.
versus the level I've reached. You two are like
No, that's
Here we
not
are.
true. You look stunning.
And I'm
And
we
when a
look
client
homeless.
comes in, they're definitely heels. And,
a little zhuzhed.
well, and I
Yeah.
had this 7:30 to 10:45.
Yeah, and you had the
Chill,
medical
panic.
emergency,
Yeah,
dental
yeah, whatever.
emergency.
Yeah, it's
Kids.
been tricky.
Thank you so much for coming on. This was so fun.
I love you guys.
Yes, you were
Such a fan.
So, I mean,
Such a
absolute
fan.
Let's hang
wonderful
out more.
information for all of our people.
Yeah.
They need it.
I just hope that everybody can be happy in their lives and happy in their transitions.
And you should be. And also,
Water your grass.
yeah, water your grass.
grass.
And
Before you leave your
also,
grass.
but don't
Right.
stay.
But don't stay because
your
you've been
fucking
gaslit your
grass-
whole life by a
no.
narcissist asshole.
Exactly.
Keyword.
Yeah, there's that
Great
too.
parting
You
words.
will be able to water your grass in front of your chateau with your girlfriends.
Correct.
It's
Or
amazing.
your hot new spouse.
Or just
boy.
a hot
Or-
28-year-old not spouse.
Or just a really,
Or just hang out there.
Do you know what
Or you're
abs
just happy.
they have at 28 in the V? Or you just play with the girls. That's way more fun. Just hang
you
out
just
with your
hang out.
girlfriends, go to dinner, have the drinks, do the things, go to the shows. It's so much better.
and just have so much fun.
So much fun.
Life is too short. I firmly believe, like I'm a Christian, I believe God put us here to be happy. Like I'm New Testament God, not Old Testament God. I believe
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
here to be happy. So like if you're not generally enjoying life and bringing joy
Make
to
some
others,
changes.
make some changes.
Yeah.
Shake it up.
But like to quote
Call
the
Fagan Law.
immaculate Michael Jackson, start with the man in the mirror.
Well done, girl. All right.
Scene.
Well, and scene.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for joining us for Lawyers and Libations with Jessica Fagan. We'll see you next time.